Listen, the feds have released the exhibits from court, showing us. I did a video showing you the escorts, and now I'm getting ready to do the video of showing you Diddy's room when he was arrested. And so we're going to go through this real quickly. And before we do that, make sure you all hit that like button and also subscribe. Also, I will be doing daily court reviews starting at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you all come and check me out then. So let's get into it. Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. So this is the first exhibit. Now this is showing what I believe is the lube, the Astroglide that they had been talking about. I don't know what this medication, I don't know what this white tubing thing is. Yes, I do. Let's just say it's supposed to go back in your hind parts to make it numb. And we've got what looks like some pills and a lighter. So this is what they were finding in the drawer. And then we have the pink, and I think this is supposed to have been the ketamine that was in the pill bottle that they described in court. And then this is the copious amounts of pills. Look like some candy and some other stuff over there. That's what it looks like to me. And this is the medication that was in their possession under the name Frank Black. You remember we heard Frank Black as one of Diddy's pseudonyms. And there's just more of the showing some more of the drugs. I guess it's a whole nother view of that drawer. That's the bag with the money that the Homeland Security agent testified to have seen. And that doesn't really rich people carry money, so that just wasn't a big gotcha moment for me. But what I did look, so this is supposed to be the suite that they're staying in. It's an average New York hotel, because you remember in New York space is so limited, so they have a lot of furniture in this room for it to be just the size of the room that it is. And here we have the copious amounts of baby oil and other things. And there you see the agents taking pictures. We see his clothes. This was underwhelming to me because, like I said, I would believe that he would have clothes. He's a multi-millionaire, almost a billionaire. I'm not really sure where his money lies, and I'm not trying to count his pockets. But I do see the fact that I would see that he would have clothes. And for some of those folks, they have a whole extra room just for their clothes. There's a lot of Visine. I think this is about the second or third bottle of Visine that I've seen. Is that a holster or is that the money? That's the money bag. That looks like a speaker. There's that Louis Vuitton bag that they talked about that he carried. Just a setup that I would expect for someone traveling. The room. You know what's interesting to me? Again, the way people were making it seem like there's all the oil of the baby. Bathroom. Is that a hard drive or something? What is exactly? I don't know what this is. Is this like a Starlink or something? I'm not really sure what that is. It's an external hard drive. Okay. I will tell you, I'm pretty underwhelmed. I didn't see anything in there that was considered to be the smoking gun, so to speak. And speaking of smoking gun, I do want us to, as we're going through this trial is going to last 8 weeks. 4 weeks is supposed to be given to the prosecution, and then 4 weeks is supposed to be given to the defense. And I would love for us to get in mind, for those of us that have watched, that enjoy watching these court proceedings and things like that, we all know that there's hardly ever like this smoking gun and it's going to turn the case and the case is going to get dismissed because this witness is going to say something. It's not going to happen like that. And if you're looking for each one of these witnesses to be the person that's going to turn the tide of the case, they may give you more information. You may find something interesting, but that's not going to happen. This is not Law and Order SVU. This is not Matlock. And this is not even Perry Mason. They're not going to have it wrapped up at the end of the day. So I would like for us to look at this case as the prosecution trying to put together a puzzle. And every piece of that puzzle, the prosecution is trying to at least get each witness to put a piece on the puzzle, because there's a big picture that the prosecution is trying to show. Because remember, the prosecution is trying to solve the it's not solve. I'm sorry. Prosecution is trying to prove the RICO case. They're trying to prove the trafficking, and they're trying to prove the transportation of people for for the schmicks. And so what we see and how we see it going right now, I think that they have the transportation of the escorts to the different places. One escort testified to that. Daniel Phillips testified to that, and Cassie corroborated his testimony. So we have someone testifying, we have a person corroborating that. So I think that they have solved that. Now, the trafficking, you have Cassie testifying to it. We really don't have anyone corroborating that for her at this moment. Okay. You have Cassie talking about the violence and the coercion. And you have Dawn corroborating the violence. You have the assistant corroborating the coercion. Okay. So let's just kind of keep going, because again, those are just little parts of it. We still have 2 or 3 victims to get through. We still have the arson part of it to get to. We still have the kidnapping, so to speak, with Cassie being pushed into the hotel and said that she could not leave. You need somebody to corroborate that. And so we don't have the corroboration for those other things. So I just want us to keep that kind of stuff in mind as we continue to go through this hearing. But I'm glad that the feds are releasing the information after they have presented it and they've used it, because it does give us a clearer picture about what's going on in the courtroom, since there's only a few people that are actually in the courtroom that's giving us the information. But I would say a lot of times that information is just not just what you see. There's a bias sent to it. But I do appreciate that they are able to give us the information and let us know the tone and the timbre of the prosecution and the defense, because I am interested on the way in their cadence, their styles of doing this hearing. So I am appreciative of all of that. But I just want us to, as we go forward, to understand that that's what's happening. There's got to be the testimony, and then somebody has to corroborate that testimony. If you could get at least 2 people to corroborate the testimony, that's cool. But they just need to put the testimony out there and have the cooperation. And it's the defense job to either make you not believe the person who's doing the testifying, or the person who is corroborating. That's just their job, to poke holes in everything that the prosecution does. It is not their job to present you with a whole new theory like they do in Matlock and Perry Mason. It's just for them to poke holes in the information that's going on. So, and I am looking forward to the defense's case. So, all right. So we've got those exhibits. What did y'all think? I'll tell y'all, just a little underwhelmed. Just a little underwhelmed. I'll tell you. Again, we'll just go back over. We'll go back through them. We'll go backwards. This is Diddy's court exhibit showing his room at the arrest. That's an external hard drive, bathroom. Looks like the foyer. Looks like the tub with the baby oil. Typical room with clothes. Typical room with your charging station. Right here is the infamous LV bag that they were talking about that he keeps all his stuff in. I don't know exactly what that is. Is that a computer or whatever that is? Speaker, I don't know exactly what that is. They don't have it listed. Looks like a fanny pack, Visine, and one side of the charging station. Clothes and stuff. Agents processing the place. The copious amounts of baby oil. Copious amounts of money. Cash, but I would think someone who has a lot of money would carry a lot of cash. All right, people. We do this every week. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this video if you care. Y'all, please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand that I'm over here making these videos. And as always, people, bye-bye.